As banks around the world attempt to emerge from the financial crisis, one of the biggest challenges that they're facing is regaining the trust of their customers and the general public as well. Dr. Vasily Vysukov?
Yes,
Vysokov is chairman of Center Invest Bank in Russia and believes that a social and moral ethic is as important as banking itself. Dr. Vysokov joins us now. So we're taking it back to basics, as we're doing on many other stages of banking, but this time we're remembering kind of the human aspect of things as well. That's essentially what you're arguing.
Not only human, it's very important to develop your business in crisis situation. Like said my clients, when will finish crisis? When you elaborate your proper program of post-crisis development. And we elaborated this program for our clients for Bank Center Invest 1 year ago. And now we have very successful results sense of our model, business model of our banking in south of Russia. And I think it may be very interesting because we use sustainable banking, not like only environment and social responsibility. Sustainable banking maximize long-term profit by new technology. It's very important, by new modernization.
And you're known for lending to small and medium-sized enterprises and the agriculture sector in particular. I mean, how has your strategy then changed? Can you give us an example of how would you do banking now as opposed to how you would have done it, say, 5 years ago?
We have a very balanced strategy. We work together with population, with SMEs and corporate clients. And for small businesses, now we work for energy efficiency, for modernization of small businesses, and the same situation in agribusinesses. Last week we signed together with International Financial Corporation for agreement by $4 million for small businesses, agribusiness and trade finance, and it's very important that not only technical engineering and financial engineering. This is a new agreement include social engineering. And social engineering, this is supporting of a new legislative basis for new modernization in south of Russia.
It sounds wonderful. It sounds utopian in many ways, and I've got the book here actually, Southern Russia versus the Global Crisis. But Dr. Vysokov, it's talking about idealism, isn't it? Banks are continuing to rebuild their balance sheet at the expense of the kind of people that we're talking about, and whether it's the kind of small and medium-sized companies who need that credit at the moment. What banks don't seem to be using new ethical practices to repair their balance sheets and hence prepare themselves for the new post-crisis economy.
Short example, we not to increase interest rate for SMEs, we not to distribute money by currency for SMEs and retail, we take all risk in our bank. In beginning of the crisis, but thanks of this, we take new clients from other banks and we maximize our long-term profit. It's not only moral responsibility. This is very effective business, but not for speculative situation.
How do you export this model, sir? Because it seems to me that that's the way you're doing business, but that doesn't seem to me the way the world banking industry is doing its business. The spreads and margins compared with what they're getting from depositors and what they're paying for their own finance compared to what they're lending at are as wide as they've ever been.
For distribute our idea, for distribute my business model, we include in last part of this book roadmap for G20. Because we must to teach our clients to be more responsible and more sustainable. And we must to multiply our experience, and I hope we win.
Can I? I was just going to say, Lou's got a question as well, but I mean, is there a difference then, and I would assume there is a large difference in the profit model of your bank, which doesn't have these large spreads and which does lend and takes on a lot more of the risk itself, compared with the rest of the banking sector? Are you foregoing profit with this model?
It's long-term profit. It's not speculative profit. It's very important to have a long-term plan. Thanks of this, we not take more crisis, not the more difficult situation.
I know the last chapter of your book, you're looking at kind of the reconstruction of the global banking system. Shortly, how would you recommend that we take it on from here? I mean, how do you mend the banking system?
We must to change not only institute, not only method, we must to change our mentality. Because crisis is a result of political decision, because politicians like growing of economy, but it's very important to combine growth with sustainability of growth. And I hope we must to teach. I'm professor, what to do. I like to teach.
Yeah, but I mean, Simon, let's get back to you. Simon runs a large international company and has already said this morning, minutes before you came on air, the banks are not necessarily providing the finance, and that is a big issue, and it's something I hear from large and small companies. The big companies have the luxury of going to the capital markets, the debt markets, the equity markets. But Simon, this model sounds fantastic, but it's not happening in practice on a global basis.
Well, I don't think it is. I mean, certainly, and some of your earlier guests on talking about especially smaller businesses. I mean, obviously the big boys, it's fine, but certainly I think that in North America, it is, I don't want to say the banks are hoarding, but certainly the money that has gone into the system from the government isn't getting into Main Street, and that's very clear, and that's one of the reasons why I think unemployment in America is going to continue to grow. I applaud the approach.
You mentioned the government and, of course, the refunding of banks in the West from the governments who have deemed that these banks are too big to fail and that there are systemic risks if we let them fail. What about the attitude towards the Russian government, towards the banking sector as well? How is this different between what we've seen in the Western model and response to this crisis?
Situation in Russian banking sector is better than prognosis of rating agency, and now it's we haven't a lot of problem in banking sector. We have problem in Russian economy, and one of the big problems is modernization of Russian economy. And about cooperation between SMEs and big company, I know the main dream of every CEO of big company to restart in small businesses. And Russia, it's for Russian modernization, it's very good way for prepare reference project for global company and specifically in south of Russia, because our bank provide not only technical financial engineering but legislative engineering.
So there has been so much criticism with regards to the banking sector, just ignoring the small and medium
Absolutely. Well, I mean,
sector.
just look at the Ferrari
SMEs, fantastic clients.
So we've got to leave it there, but very nice to speak to you and very interesting to see a different approach to the crisis from the banking sector. Dr. Vasily Vysokov, who is the chairman of Centre Invest Bank.
Thank you very much.